Hey guys, what's going on? Welcome to the stream. We are live to talk about everything that happened in the game yesterday. Well, Fark had to say after the game yesterday against Newcastle United. So we're going to be talking about that and what happened after the game and the press conference and stuff like that. Links to players, haven't seen any really, and we need players. So it's not looking good. I think we'll still get one in, which in my opinion is not enough because I think we need two. I think we still need two players in minimum. I mean, not minimum, two players in. We need a right winger who can also play the 10 if we want to change formation. But also we need a striker in my opinion because I don't think the three that we got are good enough to be our starting three strikers because I genuinely don't think they'll get enough goals. I think we need a main man. And we're not going to get that up front. We're not going to get a main striker, which is going to be frustrating when it comes to the end of the window. And I will be making a video about this transfer window if it doesn't go right. I'm not going to make it now, of course, because I'm not going to make it before the window ends and then be wrong. So I'm going to wait. I'm going to give him the end of the window. I'm going to give him the last day. I'm going to give him the last day and we'll see what happens. So if anything happens, if they can pull a rabbit out of the hat and bring in two signings, very, very good. You know, if they can pull that rabbit out of their hat, they need to do that, in my opinion, because we need it. We need two signings. We need two signings in the door in attack. We have no creativity against Newcastle. I mean, that's shown again, and the best creativity we had in that game was Jack Harrison. So there is a question: do you start Jack Harrison after the international break because he's our probably best creative player? He was our best creative player. So yeah, it's one of those things where you might want to start him. I wouldn't mind it. But yeah, let's go in and talk about what Daniel Fark had to say after the game against Newcastle. Daniel Fark started off by saying, pleased with the start of the season, 4 points, 2 clean sheets. Today played one of the best sides in the UK, which is true, a Champions League team, even though they're not fully strengthened, they've got a lot of injuries. They're still one of the best teams in England, in the UK. Not much between the two teams. Well-deserved point. We had probably the best chances. Don't want to be too greedy, which is true. We probably had the best chance of the game probably, but still I think a 0-0 draw is fair. I think both teams weren't clinical enough, weren't creative enough, and the creativity that we didn't have shown, I think, there by both teams. There was not enough creativity for both teams, and a draw was a fair result in my opinion and how it should have ended. And it is a fair I think if either team won, it will kind of be harsh on the other team because I think both teams deserved a point because none of us could create anything. But yeah, Daniel Fark then went on to say, always hope for transfers. So this is on about transfers again. Always hope for transfers. We were honest about where we are. Good path, strengthened defense and midfield. DCL will be good for us. Hopefully, if he doesn't become injury prone again. Noah Okafor was on the bench for an emergency, so he was just going to be like an emergency sub if we desperately need him to come on the pitch, basically. You know, if we were losing, he was going to be like an emergency if we were losing, but that sounds like he wasn't 100% and was just there in case we needed something because nothing was going right, but it was 0-0, so Fark probably thought, I'm not going to risk him, it's fine, we'll take the point. We need more quality options up front trying to do this. So Fark is basically saying, I need more attacking signings, which is true. As I said, we need a right winger who can also play 10 if he wants to change formation, and a striker, in my opinion, an actual main number 9 who's going to score the goals for us. I don't think they're going to get enough for Fark. I mean, I've already said this at the start, but I don't think they're going to get what he needs, which is kind of disappointing with how the window started and how, you know, Prague's been going on about the window and saying like, oh, we'll get them in. We're going to use every penny we got. We're going to use all the money we've got. We're going to use it all. And we spent 15 million on the attack with two frees and one 15 million pound player who's an injury prone. So have they? Daniel Fark went on to say, Lucas came with an injury. 2 clean sheets, always good. We know he can improve his kicking. So Daniel Fark is basically saying, I'm going to try and help him improve his kicking because we know his kicking is probably the weakest thing in his game, and hopefully he can improve that part of his game, because if he can get that down into being good, he'd be a very good kick because he's already a good shot stopper. He's a good goalkeeper. His kicking just needs to be a bit better at times. So hopefully he can get better at that. We don't want him acting like a 10 or additional outfield player, but room for improvement needs time with the goalkeeping coach. So basically Fark is saying, I want him to improve his kicking so he can kick it actually to the players that we need to kick it to, like Nemecha. Main thing is saving the ball. So far so good. Yep. I've been happy with his performances, especially against Everton. and after the Everton game, of course, against Newcastle. 2 clean sheets is always a good start in the first 3 games. And yeah, Daniel Faulkner went on to say, I don't play any games. I am honest. We will try everything to get the best squad. Everyone is aware and wants to add quality. This is crucial. If not, we will not raise the white flag. It will be difficult if we didn't add anyone, but we'll go from there. So basically what he's saying is, I want more signings, but if I don't get the signings that I want, it's not going to be like, oh, it's over, we're relegated. It's just going to be very hard. It's going to be more hard for me to stay up. It's going to be more hard for us to stay up in the league if we don't get the signings that, you know, he wants in the attacking third, in the wingers and a striker, in my opinion. But yeah, it basically Fark is just saying that it's going to make it more difficult if we don't get the players that we do need in attack and get that creativity. Especially the creativity more, because we legit can't create. I think our best creative player is Jack Harrison. Daniel Faulkner went on to say, I have spoken about about Bamford. I don't want to bring it up again. I have said how much I respect him and his time here. He needs backing, an arm around the shoulder, and we told him we could not do this. Cross fingers for him and his career moving forward. I mean, the way the way Bamford spoken, I feel like something happened, but we don't talk about that yet. I don't know what's happened, so we're not going to get into that. So yeah, Daniel Fark basically just spoke on, but that's basically the whole press conference. So most of that was, I need players. I need players, because that performance against Newcastle, yeah, I was happy defensively. I was happy with the way we played. I thought we played well, but it's that final pass that just frustrates you when you know how close you get, right? You know how close we're getting to being able to get it there and finishing it off and scoring the last chance we need and getting that last pass right so we score. Nothing on the Goodmanson injury. He didn't say anything about Gabriel Goodmanson. I'll see if I can try and find anything about Gabriel Goodmanson, who went off injured. Let me just see if I can find anything about Gabriel Goodmanson's injury. But yeah, there's nothing said about his injury. No, yeah, I haven't seen anything about his injury, so it looks like we're not quite sure about if he is injured or he isn't injured. Apparently, he walked around the pitch at full time, and he looked fine, so hopefully he is fine. If it is a little injury, hopefully it's one of those where he will be fine. He will be fine for the next game, as we got an international break and we got a week off. So hopefully he'll be available for the next game. But yeah, I was very happy with the performance from the lads. I was very happy with the performance. Plays that we can pick out. I mean, Goodmanson, I thought played very well. I thought he was good in this game. He played 80 minutes, of course, as I said, went off injured. He had 2 clearances, 1 block shot. He had 2 total tackles. He won 3 out of his 3 ground duels. He didn't have any aerial duels. He lost the ball only 8 times in this game. He was fouled once. He had 51 touches, 85% possession with 28 out of 33 passes accurate. He had 2 key passes. 1 cross was accurate out of the 2 he took. 0 long balls accurate out of the 2 he took. We tried to. Big chances created. He created 1 big chance as well. And I thought overall, Goodmanson defensively, very happy with his performance defensively and in the attack. And I think he's going to get some goal involvements this season. I've already spoken about that, but I think he'll have some goal involvements this season. Pascal Strauch at centre back and Joe Rodon, I thought both played well. I thought they both were good. Both played the full 90 minutes. Clearances, Rodon had 3 while Pascal had 4. Block shots, Rodon had 1. Interceptions, Rodon had 2. Total tackles, Rodon had 1. And then you go down to the duels one. Rodon won 3 out of his 4 ground duels, while Pascal won 1 out of his 2. Pascal won 1 out of his 3 aerial duels, while Rodon won 1 out of his 2. Rodon lost the ball 6 times, while Pascal only lost the ball 4 times. Pascal gave away 1 foul and he was fouled once, while Rodon was fouled 3 times in this game. I mean, Rodon was like hitting the attic, I swear, like like twice. Rodon had 63 touches, while Pascal had 68. Rodon had 90% pass accuracy with 44 out of 49 accurate, while Pascal Strauch had 59 out of 63, which is 94%. So, yep. Crosses, yeah, no crosses, of course. Pascal Strauch actually had 2 accurate long balls out of the 3 he attempted, while Rodon only attempted 1 and he failed it. And yeah, but I thought both of them were good. I thought they both earned to keep their spot. I know people are crying out for Biol, but I didn't like Biol against Wednesday. I didn't think he was good against Wednesday, which is why I'm fine with Pascal keeping his spot. I know Strauch wasn't good against Arsenal, but that midweek game, Biol wasn't convincing at all either. So I'm happy with Strauch, and Strauch should keep his spot now because it was a good performance from him. Bogle I thought was good on the right as well. I thought he was very dangerous, playing the full 90 minutes, having 3 clearances, 2 interceptions, 2 total tackles, dribble past only once. Ground duels, he won 5 out of the 13 ground duels. He lost the ball 15 times because he goes forward more, so he's going to lose the ball a lot more. He gave away 3 fouls. He was fouled once. He had 62 touches. He had 74% pass accuracy with 28 out of 38. Key pass, he had 1 key pass. And he had 1 shot which was off target, and he had 2 out of 5 dribble attempts successful. So he's successful in his dribbles 2 out of 5 times. Then you go into the midfield and you look at the midfield performances. I thought Stack was a bit off it compared to the other two, but I don't think he was bad at all. The stats show that 44 touches, 74% pass accuracy with 20 out of 27, 3 key passes, so trying to get that final ball. He's one of those players that could create a goal. Stack, I think he could create a couple of goals this season. 1 cross was accurate out of the 4 he took. Long balls, 1 was accurate out of 3. Shots off target, he had 2. Shots blocked, he had 1. He won 3 out of his 6 ground duels, and he won 2 out of his 2 aerial duels. He lost the ball 12 times, gave away 3 fouls, was fouled once, had 1 clearance, 1 interception, 2 total tackles, and yeah. So I thought Stack was actually alright, but I thought the other 2 in the midfield were way better, and that is, of course, Gruev first, who played the full 90 minutes, had 66 touches, 95% pass accuracy with 52 out of 55. He was accurate with 4 out of his 5 long balls. Oh, funny for a player who only passes sideways and backwards, apparently. He won 3 out of his 6 aerial ground duels, sorry. He won 1 out of his 2 aerial duels. He lost the ball only 4 times. He had 1 clearance, 2 interceptions, 3 total tackles, and he was dribbled past 3 times, but that's fine. And then we have Longstaff, who was my man of the match, who I thought was unbelievable. Man of the match performance for me. 90 minutes played, 52 touches, 86% pass accuracy with 30 out of 35, 1 key pass. He had attempted 3 long balls, and none of them were accurate, but he won 7 out of the 11 ground duels. He won 1 out of his 1 aerial duels. He only lost the ball 8 times, 1 foul. He was fouled twice. 2 interceptions, 5 total tackles, and dribble pass only once. And he almost set up a chance. He set up a chance where we could have scored from, where he made an absolute big challenge, and we almost scored from it. So I thought performance-wise, yeah, I thought Longstaff was brilliant. I thought Longstaff was the best player on the pitch. He was unbelievable in that midfield. Then you go into the attack, and this is where we're lacking that creativity, of course, in the attack, where you got Nonto and James on either wing. You got James, who played 60 minutes, and Nonto, they both played 60 minutes, actually, so we can compare them. Well, they both played 60 minutes. I thought they were both probably similar of how good they were. I thought they were both they were good going forward, but then there's that pass, it's that creativity that they just seem to not have, which is annoying. When they get to the final third, they just can't get that final pass right. But yeah, if we see this here, shots on target, Nonto had 1. Shots off target, Nonto had 1, and James also had 1 off target as well. Dan James missed 1 big chance. I don't even remember what that big chance was. I don't even remember what that big chance was, to be honest. A big chance. Don't remember that. Was dribble attempts. Nonto was successful in 1 out of his 2 dribble attempts. If we go down here, Nonto had 33 touches while Dan James had 20. Dan James was 60% pass accuracy with 6 out of 10 accurate, while Nonto was 83% accurate with 20 out of 24, so way more passes. If we go down here, crosses, Nonto tried 2 crosses, which none of them were accurate. Dan James crossing, he got 1 accurate out of his 4. Neither of them did any long balls, of course, because they're the wingers. They're not going to really do a long ball at all, really, are they? Where are we up to? Ground duels. Here we go. Ground duels. Nonto won 1 out of his 3. Dan James won 3 out of his 3. Dan James didn't lose a single ground duel. None of them had any aerial duels. But there was one moment where we hit it long for Dan James when he had to jump against Dan Burn. That was kind of funny. Nonto lost the ball 8 times and gave away 1 foul, while Dan James lost the ball 7 times and he was fouled twice. You go down here, and the defensive stats, Dan James has 1 total tackle and Nonto has nothing. But yeah, I thought they were both like pretty similar, and it's just frustrating because that final third that we just need that a little bit extra quality that Nonto and Dan James don't seem to have at the moment. See, I'm not going to say they don't have it at all, because we saw that last season in the championship. Dan James got us out of problems, out of trouble a couple of times, you know, good passing, good crosses, and I think he'll have a good season. I just don't think he's on it right now. I don't know if it's still with that injury that he had in preseason. I don't know if he's 100%. That's the thing. You don't know if he's 100%. But yeah, I thought Winger's performances weren't great. And then we go up front and we look at Mecha, right? I thought Mecha's performance was good. I thought he did good hold-up play, you know, when you have to come up against defenders like Dan Burn, Botman, and Shah as the centre-back. So you look at those three and you're like, okay, you've done very well with your hold-up play. He played 70 minutes. He didn't have a single shot, but that's like fine. I know he's the striker and he should have shots, but I'm fine with him not having any because he was more of the hold-up man. Get it up to him and he'll create the chances. Like, he'll lay it off and start there and push it forward and try and hope we score from it. He had 1 shot, which was blocked, so he only had 1 shot. 33 touches with a 72% pass accuracy with 13 out of 18 successful accurate passes, which is impressive when we're launching it long to him and he has to do the hold-up play. That's impressive. He won 2 out of his 5 ground duels. He won 1 out of his 4 aerial duels. He lost the ball 11 times. He gave away 1 foul and was fouled twice. He had 3 clearances, 1 block shot, 1 interception. Yeah, and I thought his performance was good. I thought Mecha was what we needed against Arsenal. It would have been great to have him against Arsenal. And then you look at the subs and players that actually came off the bench, and probably the best performing player that came off the bench was Jack Harrison. I thought he was the most creative player when he came on. And there is that debate of, do you start Jack Harrison in the next game? You know, after the international break, because I thought he was our most creative player, and if anyone was going to create a goal, it was Jack Harrison. He put a lovely ball into DCL when he came on as well. He had that moment where he took that beautiful touch and then he beat his man and cut into the box, and maybe the pass should have been better. But I'm not going to put everything against him because he did very well to bring the ball down, beat his man, and then run into the box. But yeah, he played 30 minutes. He only played 30 minutes in this game. He had 2 dribble attempts, and they were both successful. He had 26 touches with 5 out of 9 accurate passing with 56%. He had 1 accurate cross out of 4. He had 1 long ball, which wasn't accurate. He won 5 out of his 5 ground duels. He lost the ball 10 times. He was fouled twice. He had 3 interceptions and 1 total tackle. You see this, but when it says like, oh my god, he lost the ball 10 times in 30 minutes, but he was trying things. Jack Harrison was trying things. I think this is what I also said after the Wednesday game. He was the only one trying things. He was the only one trying to create. He was the only one trying to do anything to get the chances to score. So I'm happy with his performance. I'm happy with the way Harrison did perform in that game when he did come on. And there is a question, does he start at the weekend because of, you know, the lack of creativity that we actually have at the moment? In my opinion, we do lack the creativity. I'm just going to see if there's any like news to talk about, because I don't think there's anything really transfer related. Transfer news is kind of slow. Don't really know. And yeah, there was this. I don't know what this is. What is this? Uche. Oh, this Uche is on his way to the Premier League. The footballer is already on his way to England. So Uche is going to sign for a Premier League team. This was 13 minutes ago. So he's on his way to a Premier League team. Hopefully it's us, but I just don't see it. You know, I'm hoping. I'm still hoping. Leeds United also tweeted out that with 51% of the vote, Sean Longstaff was the player of the match, which deserved him, and he was brilliant. He was the man of the match in my opinion. Yeah, hopefully that's the you know. Hopefully we do get him. Hopefully Uche is coming to Leeds. That'll be a good signing, because we do need signings and we don't have much time left, you know. And hopefully we get at least 1. I mean, I said 2 and I really want 2, but I'll be happy with just 1 at the moment. Just get that 1 signing at least. But yeah, if you guys are new to the channel, make sure you do like the video, comment down below if you're new, and subscribe to the channel on your way out. And I'll catch you all. I'm going to end the stream.